It's a bit later than usual with my talks. I usually go to bed and read a book right before I go to bed. And one of the books that I had picked up, I don't know why the front cover is missing from it, but this is UFOs and Science. This book is called Flying Saucers in Science. It's written by this gentleman, Stanton Friedman. I think he's been in the UFO circuit for quite some time. I want to read a passage from page 148 to 149. Predictions in Astronomy. I don't know if it's going to be a copyright type thing, but I'll read it out anyways. I'll deal with the consequences later. Predictions in Astronomy. It is important to note the rarely advertised fact that the astronomical community has been wrong time after time in its claims about a wide variety of astronomical topics. These include the size, age, and energy production processes of the solar system, the galaxy, and the universe. Until measurements were made, the astronomical community had made factually in-error claims about all these, about the conditions on the surface of Venus and Mars, about Mercury keeping the same face towards the sun, about the lack of significance of electromagnetic fields with the solar system, about the possibility of ever detecting the composition of the stars, and so on. Astronomers are consistently wrong on a perpetual basis. They're wrong, but they correct themselves, they take a step up. They're wrong, they correct themselves, they take a step up. They're wrong again and again. It's something that they progress over time with. But let's not be too full of ourselves here. Being perpetually wrong should be humbling to these people, but it's not. For some reason, in the 21st century, they're untouchable. They have the peer review systems. They have their blacklisting of dissidents. They have their methods for hiring and firing people. They have their ego. They have their huge experiments where they cost billions of dollars and nobody's allowed to question them, or else you're questioning science. How dare you question science? But we know better. The progress of science and astronomy in particular in this case is a step thing, meaning guaranteed past astronomers have been more wrong the further into the past you go. And that's very peculiar to notice. And I'll skip over a part here, go straight down to the very bottom. Throughout his book, this is David Grinspoon of Colorado, The Natural Philosophy of Alien Life, he's referencing here. Throughout his book, David cites examples of reality conflicting with theories and the need for a certain amount of humility about predictions. I just mentioned that, humility about predictions. You need to realize that, hey, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this isn't panning out as I expected it to. But we'll see here in a little bit. He said, quote, "As you might expect, many comfortable preconceptions had been completely overturned. Much of what we thought we knew about comparative planetology turns out to be wrong." And it says here, Stanton says, "I wish his elders could be so honest and humble. He is much less negative about UFOs than are they." And the majority of this is about the UFO phenomenon being wrong about sitting there saying, oh, well, UFOs aren't interesting, they're not actually happening, they're all delusions from crazy people. And as we're learning in the 21st century, they're not delusions. They're actual metallic craft flying in our atmosphere at velocities that make F-18 and F-35 jets look like sandbox play toys. That being said, I don't want to go too far with that, but this is one of the books I'm reading. It's not super advanced reading, but it does have a lot of good points. And I've already read the book. I was just overviewing a few things in it. And Stanton Friedman, I think he's a man that knows what's going on. And kudos to you, Mr. Friedman. Thank you for writing this book if you're watching this, which I highly doubt that you are. The other note, Daniel Archer, thank you so much for writing more papers and working on this theory some more. And thank you for being patient with my ability to pronounce words. I'm one of those ignorant Americans, if you will, with pronunciation. I only speak English, a little bit of bad Spanish, and even worse English. So be patient with that. As well, I think I'm going to take a few days to organize some ideas that I've been having over the past couple weeks. Just so you guys know, to give you a bit of perspective of where my mind is. I put this folder together here. It says Vixar Papers 201 to 400 plus random notes. And there's a lot in there. There's a lot to organize. There's a lot to put together. And I've been learning just as important as getting the ideas fresh and making them exist, so to speak, in the cave paintings that I've been doing, is organizing the ideas, making sure that they seamlessly connect with one another. You know, they go like this. It's very difficult to do that, especially when they're brand new, and especially when a lot of information that you read about certain concepts contradicts other concepts. Not in my work, but in the work that I'm reading about, because there's so many interpretations that scientists have given objects that you have to read between the lines, and you have to see what they're really trying to say. Because 95 to 98% of the papers that I've been reading are just full of wordiness. There's nothing they're really saying. It's just data and graphs. And by the time you get to what they're actually saying, it's only, the paper is just 2% actual information. And I was actually surprised that that's how it is, but that's how it is. They want to make it to where only insiders say, oh yeah, you wrote this really advanced paper here, published it in a journal, and you know, no other field of research can really understand it. So they're like, oh, they're doing their thing over there. So it's like, it's one of those smoke and mirrors type activities, I guess you could say. All right, I'll just cut this video out a little bit shorter than usual. I just want to let you guys know where I'm going with this, and it's very important to see that, you know, Stanton Friedman here, he has a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science degree in physics from the University of Chicago. This is the real deal. He knows exactly what I do, that progress in science happens over time, and eventually ideas that are accepted to be true turns out to be false, and then we replace it with something better and newer, and that's just how it all works. All right, guys, today is February 2nd, 2019. See you later.